Hailey Bieber just dropped $1 billion bombshell and shut down years of manufactured drama in one fell swoop. While everyone was busy creating fictional feuds in their heads, she was building an empire that just sold to e.l.f. Cosmetics for a staggering $1 billion. And if you stick around, you'll find out exactly what she said that's finally putting all those wild rumors to rest. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss what happens next. The beauty world is buzzing right now because Rhode, the skincare brand Hailey Bieber launched, just achieved what most entrepreneurs only dream about. The company was acquired by e.l.f. Cosmetics for $1 billion, and it's simultaneously launching at Sephora stores everywhere. This isn't just a win for Hailey. This is a seismic shift that places her firmly in the same league as beauty industry titans who've turned their names into gold. She's now standing shoulder to shoulder with moguls who've revolutionized how celebrities approach the beauty business. To mark this monumental achievement, Hailey sat down with the Wall Street Journal for an interview that was supposed to focus on her business success. But there was one question that everyone wanted answered, the question that's been following her around like a shadow for years. The publication didn't shy away from addressing the elephant in the room. They wanted to know if she was worried about comparisons to other brands at Sephora, specifically one owned by someone whose name has been linked to hers in countless internet arguments and social media battles. Her publicist tried to steer the conversation away from that topic. It was a classic move, the kind of protective deflection that happens all the time in high-profile interviews. But Hailey made a choice in that moment that surprised everyone. Instead of letting the question disappear into the void of topics too sensitive to touch, she decided to address it head-on. She wasn't going to let anyone else control the narrative anymore. She was taking the power back. What she said was simple, but devastatingly effective. She expressed frustration about being constantly compared to other people, about being forced into rivalries that she never asked for or wanted. She pointed out something that should be obvious, but often gets lost in the noise of internet culture. When people decide who you are in their minds, when they write a story about you based on assumptions and half-truths and things they think they know, there's nothing you can do to change that. Those narratives take on lives of their own, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms and gossip sites until the fiction becomes accepted as fact. The interviewer pressed further, asking if she felt the pressure of competition now that her products would be sitting on shelves next to other major brands. Once again, Hailey could have given a defensive answer or avoided the question entirely. Instead, she offered a perspective that cuts through all the manufactured tension. She believes there's room for everyone. It's a radical statement in an industry that often thrives on the idea of competition and one-upping and brand wars. She's essentially saying that success isn't a zero-sum game where one person's win means another person's loss. This isn't the first time Hailey has tried to shut down the narrative that she's locked in some bitter rivalry. Back in 2022, she and Selena Gomez posed together at an event and shared a hug that was captured by cameras and spread across the internet. It was meant to be a clear signal that whatever people thought was happening between them wasn't real. There was no bad blood, no tension, no secret animosity. Just two women who happened to share a complicated history through their connection to the same person, trying to move forward with their lives. But the internet wasn't ready to let go of the story it had crafted. In 2023, Hailey opened up again about the situation, describing how the supposed feud was based on narratives that were completely fabricated, twisted beyond recognition, and perpetuated by people who had their own reasons for keeping the drama alive. She tried to set the record straight, but the cycle continued. The more she denied it, the more some people seemed determined to prove otherwise. That same year, both women took the extraordinary step of releasing public statements defending each other and calling out the toxic behavior they were witnessing online. Hailey wrote about how she and Selena had been in private communication for weeks, discussing how they could move past the ongoing narrative that kept them trapped in this imaginary conflict. She thanked Selena for speaking out and made it clear that they were united in wanting the harassment and hate to stop. But even that gesture of solidarity didn't end the speculation and the arguments and the taking of sides that had become so entrenched in certain corners of the internet. When Rhode announced its Sephora launch in May 2025, something quiet but significant happened. Selena Gomez liked an Instagram post about the news. It was a small action, just a double tap on a screen, but it spoke volumes. In a world where every social media move is analyzed and dissected, that like was a show of support. It was Selena saying without words that she was happy for Hailey's success. And it wasn't an isolated incident. Over the years, Selena has actually defended Hailey from the very hate that some of her own fans were directing toward her. In the Wall Street Journal interview, Hailey acknowledged something that many celebrities struggle with. Despite her massive business achievement, despite the billion-dollar sale and the Sephora launch and all the validation that comes with building something truly successful, the scrutiny of her personal life hasn't diminished. People are still watching her and Justin Bieber's every move, still analyzing their relationship, still waiting for drama that may never come. The business news hasn't overshadowed the personal curiosity and probably never will. But here's what's changed. Hailey and Justin have learned not to let that constant observation control their lives. They've figured out how to exist in the spotlight without letting it dictate who they are or what they do. She talked about how they're both finding their authentic voices, walking confidently in the direction of what they actually want to be doing rather than what others expect or demand. It's a level of self-assurance that comes from weathering storms and deciding that your own truth matters more than public perception. The billion-dollar sale of Road to Elf Cosmetics isn't just about money, though that number is certainly impressive. It's validation of everything Hailey has built. She didn't just slap her name on some products and call it a day. She created a brand with a distinct identity, products that people genuinely love, and a business model that proved sustainable and profitable enough to attract a major acquisition. She did this while facing constant criticism and comparison, and while having every aspect of her life picked apart by strangers on the internet. The launch at Sephora adds another layer to her success. Sephora isn't just any retailer. It's the gold standard in beauty retail, the place where brands go to reach serious consumers who know what they want and aren't afraid to spend money on quality. Being in Sephora means your products will be tested against the best in the business. Customers will compare your moisturizer to cult favorites, your serums to holy grail products, your entire line to established brands with decades of trust built up. It's both an opportunity and a test, and Hailey seems ready for it. What makes this moment even more interesting is the shift happening in celebrity beauty brands. There was a time when celebrity fragrances dominated the market, when any famous person could release a perfume and expect decent sales based on name recognition alone. Those days are largely gone. Now consumers want more. They want effective products, ethical practices, innovative formulations, and authentic founder involvement. The celebrities who succeed in beauty now are the ones who treat it like a real business, not just a vanity project or a quick cash grab. Hailey is part of a new generation of celebrity entrepreneurs who've cracked the code. She's joined the ranks of those who've built beauty empires that stand on their own merit. Her products have garnered praise from beauty editors, skincare enthusiasts, and everyday consumers who care about results more than famous names. The brand has cultivated a loyal following that goes beyond people who are fans of Hailey personally. That's the difference between a celebrity brand and a celebrity-backed brand that actually works. Through all of this success, the one thing that keeps coming up is this manufactured rivalry. It's fascinating how persistent it is, how resistant to facts and statements and actual evidence of mutual respect between the two women involved. It says something about how we consume celebrity culture, how we create heroes and villains, how we need conflict even when none exists. We write scripts for famous people's lives and then get upset when they don't follow them. We assign roles and motivations and feelings that may have nothing to do with reality. Hailey's response to all of this has evolved. Early on, there seemed to be attempts to ignore it, to rise above it, to not dignify the rumors with responses. But that strategy clearly wasn't working. The silence was being interpreted as confirmation or avoidance or guilt. So the approach changed. Now she's meeting it directly, speaking plainly about how exhausting and frustrating it is to be trapped in narratives written by other people. She's not being aggressive or defensive. She's simply stating facts and expressing reasonable feelings about an unreasonable situation. The beauty industry will be watching closely to see how Rhode performs at Sephora. The stakes are high, and the competition is fierce. But if Hailey's track record is any indication, she's more than prepared for what comes next. She's built something real, something that resonates with consumers, something valuable enough that a major corporation was willing to pay $1 billion for it. That's not luck or name recognition or riding on someone else's coattails. That's business acumen and hard work and a product that delivers on its promises. As this new chapter begins, maybe it's time for the rest of us to let go of the stories we've been telling about Hailey and Selena. Maybe it's time to recognize that two successful women can exist in the same industry, even the same retail space, without being enemies. Maybe it's time to celebrate achievements without immediately looking for conflict or competition or drama where none exists. Maybe it's time to let them both just live their lives and build their businesses and support each other when they want to without every action being analyzed for hidden meaning. Hailey Bieber has made her position clear. She didn't ask for the comparisons. She doesn't want the rivalry narrative, and she believes there's space for everybody. Perhaps we should finally listen. If you enjoyed this story and want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for updates on everything happening in the world of beauty and beyond.